What's up, everybody? Welcome to another reading with the Crowned Priestess. I hope that this is finding you well. I'm going to get into a collective reading for this week. See what's coming up. Whenever you come across this, there's probably a message here for you. I am recording this on February 11th, okay? Tuesday, February 11th. But let's see what the week brings. If you guys celebrate Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day in advance. I hope that it is enjoyable for you. I'm just gonna see whatever spirit wants to talk about today, okay? I didn't come in here with any specifics in mind. I just felt called to come and speak, okay? And deliver a message. So, I got my little wine. And I know it's supposed to be like down here, but that's exactly the type of day I've had, okay? I won't even say the day. My day today was fine, but the time up till now has been a little, you know, but I'm still in good spirits, thank God. I had like a really nice time the past few days, but I've also been going through a lot, and some of you can be experiencing that. Yeah, I feel like that's a shared experience right now. It's like you look really cool going through your shit. Something like that, you know? I had somebody tell me that one time, like, they didn't really know what I was going through, you know, or what I was experiencing, and to my, you know, of course, to my own detriment and to God's great humor, this person was present for a rather unreputable situation in my life. And I'm not ashamed of it or anything. I'm not a person who really harnesses a lot of shame anymore at this point in my life, but something happened. It wasn't my fault. It was out of my control, which is why I don't hold shame or resentment for things. I think that's weird. It's not weird because, again, I used to be there, but as adults, like, come on. It's like we know better, you know? So it's like, if it's out of your hands, it's really nothing to be ashamed about. We're all having the same experiences anyway. But anyway, they were present for this. And it was, I swear it was just a snapshot. Like, it was so small, you know? And obviously I handled it like the fucking boss that I am. And they were just like, oh my God, you know, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. You know, and I'm like, no, it's fine. You know, it's not new, you know, and this has always been kind of a thing. And, you know, I'm dealing with it. And, you know, obviously that opened the door for some conversation that I was very transparent about. And they were just like, you, like, are so cool with your shit. Like, something like, it was something to that effect. Like, because, you know, and it was basically like, had they been in that situation, had they been in my shoes, had they experienced all the things that I explained to them with that situation, they would have crashed the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's like, and they express that, like, you are, whoa, you know? So some of you can just be extremely resilient, you know, and maybe more than you give yourself credit for, or more than you realize, and you really just keep, like, you're cool, you know, about a lot of shit. And it's not to say that you're not feeling these feelings or processing these feelings. On the contrary, I think that you do. You just have mastered how to do so, you know, and you know when it's appropriate to, you know, cry about it, you know, let it go, or, you know, when it's time to yell or put your foot down, or you get it, you know, you fucking get it, is all I'm gonna say about that. A card flew out here. Yeah, the thinking man. It's like, you see in this deck, I like that he is looking at a cluster of crystals, right? It's interesting because when we think of the thinking man, he's like the king of swords, right? So you can be, this is air energy, air element, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But it's like a thinking man is a logical man. Yeah, like he's a practical man. He's a stoic man, you know, or woman, whoever this resonates for. But it's in masculine energy. It's just like mind over matter energy. So how interesting is it to see someone like that observing a cluster of crystals, something that identifies more spiritually than it does in the physical sense, right? Obviously, crystals are, you know, it's specialized rock, sediment, it's of the earth. And so there is practicality behind it. There are scientific properties behind it. But we all know that crystals represent truly deep symbolic and spiritual properties and meanings, right? So I always find this card interesting because the thinking man is looking to a cluster of crystals, and it's almost as if he's trying to find reason within the crystals. He's trying to make sense of what is it about this that, what is it that people are seeing that I'm not seeing with this, or how, you know, I'm trying to understand, right? Thinking man wants to understand because he's very smart. He is very understanding. He's very comprehensive. So there's something about you understanding the deeper meaning of things, the rhythm of rhymes of things, and being sort of a master at these emotions. Like you've mastered how to deal with certain things in a healthy way. It's not in a negative way where you're suppressing them or you're ignoring them or you're just being an asshole. It's just like, I'm not going to allow myself to be irrational in front of certain people or in certain environments, you know. I know that I have to process my emotions, but I know how to do that in a healthy way. And I know when it's appropriate to let those emotions out. I know how to channel my emotions to the right sources, right? Because that's the thing too, like sometimes, and I'm guilty of this as an Aries, sometimes, right, I can get so angry, well, mostly in the past or for a specific person, I'll say, I can get so angry with anything and I just take it out on said situation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, the person that I'm saying specifically, and it's because there was friction there, I could be mad at something else. Like I broke my nail, I broke a glass, I did something, and I blame it on that person, even though it physically was me, obviously, that I just went through this. But I will yell at that for 2 seconds and then move it over and channel it to that person and just start blacking on them. And it's like, for lack of better words, it's misplaced anger, right? But I think that in this situation with this energy, it's like you're not misplacing your anger. You know when and where and who to unleash it on, and you know who not to, is what I'm saying here, okay? Sheesh, that was a lot. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, it's like knowing when to leave, right? It's too, this is like moving on, walking away, you know. It's almost, it's funny because it's like this guy is leaving, right? Because this is the card that fell. The walking away was on the bottom, right? So if I put it this way, it's like he's not paying attention, but she is. It's like she's looking back at what she's leaving because she's almost reluctant to leave, you know, like, or it's like she doesn't really want to go, but she feels like she has to. There's nothing else growing here. It's like staying in a place where you'll starve, you know. It's like I have to go look for food. This land is no longer, there's nothing else to harvest here. The land is dying. There's no water. There's nothing. And so if I stay here, I'll starve. So I have no choice but to move on and look forward. Versus this man is like, he didn't even give a shit, you know, and he's walking towards the light. Granted, this woman has light ahead of her, and there is a divine spirit here trying to like, come on, come along, you can do it. But this man almost seems more confident. He's a lot more mature. Maybe he stood in something a lot longer than he needed to, but in doing so, he learned everything. And so there's no need for me to look back. I'm just going to go ahead and walk forward, and I'm going to be all right, you know, because those leaves falling almost give like money. It's almost like abundance shining, showering onto him. Like, yeah, you did all you can do here. Move forward. I feel like you and someone had to go separate ways, okay, is what Spirit is giving me with this energy. But one of you is still kind of looking back for the other person. And the other person, you know where you stand here. And the other person is kind of just like, what's next? You know, I learned all I needed to over here. And so, yeah, I'm out. You know, versus, you know, and this other person is still kind of like hoping you beckon them back, or like call, you know, they want to be called back, or they want to see something that has to be like a trigger for them to run back to you, you know, somebody like, oh, well, that's sad. You know, they're showing me like, see, now that just changed the whole dynamic, but I'm going to say what they showed me. It's like in the movie, I don't know if everybody saw this, but the brothers, no, sorry. Best Man's Holiday, right? It was a sequel to the movie Best Man, but it came out like mad years later. Anyway, in the movie, Morris Chestnut ends up losing his wife to cancer at the end, right? But him and his best friend had like this big ass falling out. He had a lot of resentment towards his best friend because some years prior he did sleep with his wife and like wrote a book about it. It's tea, y'all. But anyway, in this movie, Morris Chestnut's character really doesn't want anything to do with this man anymore. Even though it's his best friend in the whole world, he kind of like casted him off and like was ready to live without him, so to speak. But then he loses his wife, who was important to everybody in this circle, both of them and others. And when they're putting her body into the ground, like when she's being lowered, because they were at her wake, right, her funeral and stuff, and it was the day she was being buried. And when they were lowering her body into the ground, everybody sort of walked away to give Morris Chestnut his moment, right, because it was his wife. He was a widower now, and so he was watching her be lowered into the ground, and he just like strongly was trying to stand there watching her, but he started to break down really bad, right, while everybody was walking off. And his best friend, the one that he really didn't want nothing to do with anymore, was the only one to like turn around, and he saw him like struggling, like this man was about to like throw his damn self into the ground with his wife. And he ran back to hold him, like to literally hold him and like to the ground, let him cry in his arms. So I don't even know why the fuck they did that. But I want to say that whoever is looking back, right, the person that's like looking back while you're trying to move on, or again, switch it how it goes too, but I'm going to do it from your perspective. Whoever is looking back, it's almost like they're waiting for a moment for you to need them again. That was the message. Thank you, because I didn't understand why y'all showed me that. It's like obviously this person still cares. And again, if you left this person, it was for very good reason. I'm sure you had very substantial reasons. A lot of it has to do with betrayal and you just being tired of going through the same old process. Because like I said, this man, he has some age to him. You know, he has grays on his hair. He looks like he's experienced some things. And he's just ready for a new phase of his life where perhaps he's not stressed so hard to the point where his hair is turning fucking gray. And so I feel like moving on from this person was very like necessary and dignified. But this person, realizing the errors of their ways, realizing that they were not the best person, and realizing that you want nothing to do with them, they walked away as well, but not because they wanted to. They walked away because they realized, well, this person just don't want nothing to do with me anymore, so I guess I gotta go. But it's like they keep looking back to see, do they need me? Like, if you needed this person, they would run. And I don't think for selfish reasons, maybe a little bit, but it's like they want to be there for you now because they were not able to, or they were not allowed to before or up till this point. Child, please. Okay. It's interesting because behind that walking away was, oh my God, movement, choice, decisions, and then indecision. Like, so everything I said makes all the sense. So what are the actions of this person that's watching you, that's looking at these things? Like, I don't know if it's you looking at these crystals or this person looking at these crystals. I feel like both of you are searching for answers. But I think, no shade, that you have a little bit more knowledge than this person. Just a little bit more. And you know what's funny? Spirit is almost showing me like the experiences are very much similar. Like, I think you and this person have experienced a lot of the same things, have experienced things together. Maybe you guys have similar upbringing, similar cultural backgrounds, traditional backgrounds, whatever, right? Like, and so you just can relate. You can relate in a lot of things. And I think that is what became a disappointment, is that you learned from your experiences more than this person did. It's almost like looking at somebody and like, it's like looking at somebody older than you and feeling like, why are you still doing this? Like, you know, I go through that a lot. Like, I meet people who are significantly older than me, but they act younger than me. It's like they're giving little kid, little bro, little sis, little, just little. And it's like, at your big ass age, but listen, the reality of it is that some people really do just, they don't learn it on the first tries. You know, some people are naturally A students, some people are naturally C students, some people are neurotypical, some people are neurodivergent. Some people have been here a lot longer than others. You understand? Like, it doesn't matter that I'm 36 and someone else is 42 or 54 or 77 or 80. You know what I mean? Or fucking 90. What matters is my soul has done this. I've looped a few times more than those people. So that's why a lot of times you see even these kids, like some of these kids, they come out and you're like, there's no way. Like, you know, immediately they've been here before, because there's no way the 8-year-old knows this. You know what I mean? But he does, because his soul is probably older than 8 years old. You understand? So that. But I feel like it has been a disappointment, you know, on a lot of levels, because you really were willing to go the distance with this person. And I think they were with you too, but they didn't understand just how much more you were. And I don't know any other way to put that. It's like this person really didn't see, because I mean, look at the age difference even. That looks like a very young woman. You understand? Like, she doesn't know any better. God bless you, baby. She doesn't know any better. She's very young. But this person, look how old he is. He got some age on him. He's probably pushing that 50 mark. So, and again, this doesn't have to be physically the ages of people, but I'm talking about internally. I'm talking about in the soul. I'm talking about in the mind. Like, there's a huge age difference. And this person didn't realize that age difference until now. But, you know, like, they caught it late. You figured it out early. Like, you probably were like a couple days in with this person in conversation, like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? But you thought you could show them something. You thought you could teach them something, and you did. It just, you know, not everybody graduates right away type shit. I do feel like this person will... Some of you guys can be like astral projecting, seeing each other in the dream state, meeting each other in the dream state, or meeting somebody in there. Somebody's calling on you. There's like a beckoning on the soul here, wanting to be together. But again, there's like this resistance from one side. You just don't, you know, this man is like all this light, all this beauty, and he's facing the darkness. And I will say this because I heard this today, and it was so profound, and it stood with me. And I don't know if he is the original person who said this, but I was watching an interview with Jason Wilson. This man is incredible. And what he's doing for men, especially black men and little boys, is like, God bless this man. Let him live as long as he needs to live, because please, okay? Fire. Love him down. But anyway, he says something like, sometimes being in the darkness is just you being under God's wing. He went off on that. Again, I don't know if he is the original who said that, but he's who I heard it from. And that shit stuck, because it's like sometimes that like it's not necessarily self-imprisonment. You know, this man is not held back. He's not in a Eight of Swords. Like, he's not locked in a mindset. And he is actively like rejecting something that may look nice, right? But how I'm receiving this energy, and after hearing that message today, it's like you're protecting yourself from something, you know, or God is protecting you from something, because it's like he said, sometimes the darkness is just that. It's like you're under God's wing because God is protecting you and saying, no, don't settle. Don't go for that thing. Don't go back there. Don't look like, don't pay attention to that. It looks flashy. It looks shiny, and the devil is a lie. You understand? Like, a lie is how I'm hearing it. Like, somebody's a Christian boots here, because Jason Wilson is also an open Christian man, and he, you know, that's his ministry. Like, he goes off. I don't. You know, I don't judge people based on religion or anything like that. I judge people based on character, and that man is official. Go check him out, please, okay? But yeah, it's like God is keeping, it's like, nah, something got to come over here, because what's going to get close to God for real? You know what I mean? So it's like, Imagine God just let you run on out to wherever. Like, yeah, go see, go, you got it. Woo, you're free, baby. It's a reason that he's holding you there. And he said something else that was very profound. It was like, dang, I wrote it down because it was fire. And I have to look at that shit every day, because it applies to me, and it applies to somebody here. He said, anything in a safe is of value. You're not in a safe if you're not worth anything. Come on now. You see what I'm talking about? So it's like God, your entities, your deities, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your higher self, they are protecting, they're sheltering you. Because at this point of the game, right, people played in your face so fucking bad, and you being who you are and being the loving, the giving, the nurturing, the generous, the everything, it was misused, it was abused, and you were depleted, you know. But you learned everything that you needed to learn. You say, you know what? Okay, I seen it. I've been out there. I ain't missing nothing. Something else is missing. You know, there's something But I'm not just gonna jump at any old thing. Like, I'm not just gonna, it's like, I'm not gonna fall for the okie dokes anymore. I'm not coming out just because, oh, yo, we outside, like, and everybody's partying and it's VIP. And so I did that 1,000 times. What exactly am I going to get by going outside and spending mad money on drinks? And, it's just the superficial stuff is not enough anymore for somebody here, okay? And it's like, it needs to be deeper. It needs to be stronger. It needs to be sustainable. It just, like, you have not been met with just quality experiences as of late. And it made you this wise, this person who realizes, like, okay, it's all right. Whatever's coming, whatever happens, it's like, it doesn't break you down anymore. Whatever. But it's like God even got tired of looking at it, and they're like, okay, this person learned their lesson. Just come over here. I got you. I'm going to hold you down. Because at this point, whoever it is that want to check you, they got to come to me. And so, like I said, any old thing ain't just going to approach. They ain't going to walk up on God's pearlies. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, who be you? You can't just walk down on God like that. So it's going to take a certain caliber of individual to even approach God, the divine, that energy, that force field that's around you. And he will know when to let you out. Like, okay, you can come out now. You'll be safe with that person. Hold their hand and go. You know what I mean? It's something like that, y'all. It's powerful stuff. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's powerful stuff. I want to leave y'all with some advice, and I'm out. The wings, the angel of strength, the lion. It is crazy, because now I'm hearing lion and a lamb, and he says something about that as well, right? Look at this sacrifice at the bottom. Do you see the rainbow over this woman? Whatever you've done, it is not in vain. Be strong, okay? Because you see what I'm saying. Like, look at how this lion is standing in front of her. Look how he looks. That's God. The lion. Look how he's looking. Like, who be ye? Niggas can't run down on you anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. It's like, it is can't. Only the righteous can approach you at this point, because you're of value and you're being hidden away. Coffin with the 4 of Pentacles. If that's not God, again, holding you back, holding you down, allowing you to... There's something, I'm hearing enrichment of healing. Like, there's enrichment in this healing now. Like, you've done the 5 stages, and now it's, but it's not a limbo state. It's like he's getting you ready, because God knows all, right? The spirit, the divine, they know. And they can see someone approaching. Someone is approaching. Someone is approaching with an offer, and they come in peace, okay? They come in peace. They come nicely. This is definitely new energy. This is new tribe, new friend, new man, new woman. They come in peace. They come offering, bearing gifts, and this is somebody that God can see their soul, can see their intention, and understands, like, you traveled all this way just to see what I got here. Well, all right. You know what I mean? And then give them a shot. Like, go ahead. I got you. But that lion, I can't get over after everything I said, how that lion is staring down. That's your spirit team. That's your divine strength. That is whoever it is that you look on to protect you. They are protecting you. Who getting past that? Nobody. I'm gonna set my wand. Love down. Love, light, and abundance.